The Gundam Card Game is kicking into gear with its competitive circuit, and Japan has just had its second big area qualifier event in Osaka. So in this video, we are going to go ahead and watch the final with two quite surprising decks having made it into the final of the tournament. We're also going to be previewing and talking about not one, but two sets of Newtype Challenge prize cards that have been announced over the course of this link station. So a lot to get through. Let's go and dive into it very, very soon. My name's Ben Fitzpatrick. I'm a TCG caster, and that means I just love talking about them. So let's do that right now. But before we go ahead and get into today's video, if you do enjoy it, please feel free to go and drop a like rating on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't as well. We are so close to 200 subscribers on the channel now, just 3 away at the time of recording this. Surely we can get that before the month is out. If you could subscribe if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it. While you're there as well, drop a comment down below with what you think about the two decks that are going to be playing in this final, as well as some of these Newtype Challenge news. And while you're there as well, don't forget to check out my link tree, which is in the description, where you can find me on other social platforms. Yes, that's right. The Osaka venue Japan regionals were held over the weekend, and there were some really surprising decks that made it into the final. We're not going to talk about the final just yet, however, because we have some really important news that's been breaking that is going to affect us in our events. We've got Newtype Challenge prize cards that have been shared. For Mission 2, so for the ones that are coming up immediately next throughout the GD02 format, these I believe have already been announced in Japanese, but I just wanted to go ahead and reiterate them and showcase them here at the start of this video. So, just like last time with our prize cards of Overflowing Affection, Soletta Mercury, and the Rebuild prize card, we are going to have a prize card for participants, a top finisher card for top 4, and then the champions card. And it's all going to be related similarly to one kind of Gundam pilot lineage and line. So in Mission 2, our participation card. So for Mission 2, our participation card is going to be a new sign, level 4 3-cost rare command, which at burst allows you to choose an AEUG base card from your trash and get it to hand. But activate main, you get to draw 3, discard 2. So very similar theme to Overflowing Affection. You're just seeing more cards a little bit later. Our top finisher card is going to be the Camille Bidan or Camille Biden pilot card, level 5 1-cost, +1/+2. And while there is a friendly white base in play, it gets a +2 APs boost. And the champions card is going to be the Zeta Gundam Legend Rare from GD02. The level 6 5-cost. It's a 5/4 that, of course, link pairs with Camille. And then during link, activate main once per turn. Choose one friendly base. Rest it. If you do, set this unit as active, and it can't choose the enemy player as its attack target during this turn. So really lovely cards. I really like the artwork on the Zeta Gundam here in the Champions card. It almost looks like it's sort of almost like a catalog almost that's trying to like promote these massive mobile suits in the universe. I really love the artwork, and the Camille looks fantastic as well. It all looks fantastic, and they're going to do as well when they are in person. So these are Mission 2's cards, which will be the one that we've got next up. But we don't just have Mission 2 that's been revealed. Mission 3 was also revealed yesterday, and this is also mentioning that it is 2025, apparently. So whether there is going to be new type challenges in November, and then new type challenge Mission 3 will be in December, or whether we might have to wait until January to push into 2026. Not 100% sure yet. This is mentioning here that the event period is going to be from 1st of December to the 31st of December. This is Americanized dates here that have been sort of flipped around if you're reading them the other way. It's got month and date first here as it's been translated. So it very well seems like it may be, or at least in Japan, it's going to be in November you get Mission 2 and December you're going to get Mission 3. Over here, though, I'm not 100% sure if that is going to be the case. We'll have to wait until the actual English translation and English post gets put out for these missions and for these events. But again, similar story to Mission 2 and to the other Newtype challenges. We've got our participation card, which is a command, our pilot as a top finisher, and the link pair unit, which is the legend rare for the champion. So for the regular card, for the participation, it's all range attack, level 4/2 cost command, which at burst allows you to choose an enemy unit and deal damage to it. But on main, you deal 1 damage to all enemy units other than link units. This card is insane, by the way. This is a really, really strong card, I think, in the game. I think this is going to see a bunch of play in things like red, blue, or potentially even newer versions of red that are going to help deal with the damage pings and get more benefits out of them. Very, very, very strong card. Then you've got Harman Khan as your pilot, your top 4 finisher, level 5/1 cost, +2/+1, and then when paired, while this unit is red, choose 1 enemy unit whose level is equal or lower to it, deal a damage, and then our winner's card is going to be possibly one of the best legend rares to come out of GD02. It is going to be the Quebly, level 7, 5 cost, 5/5, of course, with Harman Khan as its link pair. When linked, it's going to get suppression during that turn, but during pair, Neo Zeon pilot, and on attack, choose a damaged enemy unit and deal 2 damage to it. This card is going to see so much play, I think, obviously in combination with the Harman Khan and probably with the command here as well, with all range attack. This is just a really, really scary 3 cards for red that are coming in to GD02 and are going to be prize cards as well. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing exactly how these decks now continue to look and to flood out. I'm very, very excited for it. I think it's going to be a really, really good color going forwards here. So those are your Newtype Challenge Mission 2 and Mission 3 cards for us to look forward to. But now let's have a little look at the grand final of this event here, of the Japan Regionals in Osaka, which has given some really, really interesting decks to play with. First and foremost, we're looking at one of our finalists here, and you'll notice that it's purple that is making a splash already. There are cards from Starter Deck 5 in here that are immediately trying to go to work. So we've got the Grey's Custom here as the 2/2. We've got the Rizel, but make it purple, and then the actual Rizel that is here in the deck. This is the Hyakuren, that is the purple version of it. You've then got, I think this is a Barbatos here, the Barbatos second form, which is the 2/4 that gets an AP boost while it is damaged. You've then, of course, got one of the legend rares in the deck here. This is the Gundam Barbatos 4th form, 3 copies of that. We've then got the pilot to go along with it, as well as 2 copies of Fatal Strike, which is the level 3 or lower burn spell to be able to remove it. And then we've got this base here as well. I'm actually going to have to double check what this base actually is, because this is not a base card that we tend to see a lot of, if at all, in the format right now. It's only realistically like white base that we see in blue, and then maybe the Corsica as well, but I don't think that this is the Corsica here. So let me just double check exactly what this card is. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so this base here is the Nahel Argama. It's a level 3/2 cost base, which obviously has 5 HP. And then on deploy, add one of your shields to hand, then choose one enemy that is one enemy unit that is 3 or less HP, and rest it. So really interesting inclusion here over something like Osaka base or the white base. Of course, we've got some of the standard things. We've only got 2 show of resolves, which is interesting, but we've got the gun tanks, we've got the GMs here, we've got Anxious, we've got both the starter deck RX-78 and the GD-01 RX-78 as well here. This is really, really cool. And then, of course, we have to have Amuro Ray as the pilot, because Amuro is just simply one of the best pilots, if not the best pilot in the game right now. So really, really interesting build that we've got going on here when it comes to including purple for the first time in the Gundam Card Game in an official full-on tournament here. And then we look over to his opponent, who's playing Red-White Seed, which is really cool as well. We've not really seen many Seed decks that have been running around so far here in the format. So to see Red-White getting its way into a final at the STO5 meta, just, obviously pre-GD02, is really, really cool. We've got some Freedom Gundams here. This is the starter deck Legend Rare that is escaping my mind at the moment. I'll come back to that in a moment. We've also got the starter deck 4 Legend Rare in here as well. 3 copies of that. We've got Air Strike Gundams in here, of course, Sword and Perfect Strike. These cards have been taking over the format in white at the moment, particularly Sword Strike Gundam at the moment. We've got the Vesalius base. We've obviously got the Friths in here. No Zawarts, which is interesting. We're doing away with that, maybe more favoring the fact that it's a beefier blocker that we're starting to play a little bit more now, and the restriction of it not being able to target the enemy player is just a little bit too much for players to try and scope with nowadays. We've also got, obviously, Kira pilot. We've got the Athranzala pilot here, which is really, really cool. Athranzala, one from starter deck 4. The Striker pack, Overflowing Affection, makes a lot of sense, of course. Close Combat, Battle of Aces, and Full Frontal as well, which allows you to deploy an extra unit out onto the board. So really, really cool different cards that we've actually got in the format here right now, as we're going to get into the grand final itself here, and we're gonna watch along with it. So the first look at the blue-purple player's hand, we've got the pilot here from the starter deck, the Mikazuki August. We've got GM as a little bit of early play here. Are we going first or second as blue-purple? Looks like blue-purple might be going first, but either way, they've got a level 2 player on turn 2. We've got the Anxia here. We've got an immediate link pair with the RX-78 from Static 1 and the Amuro. So this is a pretty respectable hand, I think. Whether this is pre or post Mulligan, we're not 100% sure. They don't tend to show whether a player has decided to Mulligan in the Japanese broadcasts. Let's just turn this down a little bit further. Over to the red-white player, who is going second with the EX resource. That's a very, very top-heavy hand. We do have at least the Overflowing Affection to be able to filter some of this stuff away. We do have the Sword Strike as well, which is quite nice, as well as Athranzala, Freedom, and then the level 6/5 cost from one of the starter decks here. It's really annoying that card is escaping me at the moment, this Legend Rare. It's the Sinaju, the level 6/5 cost. So during pair, it gets high maneuver, and it's Full Frontal that is the link pair requirement for this card here. So, yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. But I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out here. As let's go ahead and skip forward a little bit and jump into the game itself. So here we go. We are underway. The beautiful promo base being shown off there from the store tournaments that are going to be coming over here to the west as well in GD02. And of course, we're going to go with that play of the Overflowing Affection. We did draw full frontal for turn as well, which was really, really nice. What did we pick up off of the Overflowing? Another Freedom, as well as the Kira Pilot. So Kira Pilot is going to be really helpful for the Sword Strike here, so we probably want to definitely keep that. It's going to be Zala that is going to be discarded away here, which is making sense, I think. We don't have any link pairs right now with the Athra and Zala. It's a Zaft unit. So for the blue-purple player, we're going to go into double 1-drop on turn 2, which is going to play out the gun tank to be a threat to help try and trade into and pop the EX base, along with GM. Second Sword Strike drawn for red-white, who's just not going to have a play on level 3. So they are just well and truly going to eat this attack into the base here. Good call there from the table judges, missing out on our draw of resource, which you absolutely need to do. Do not forget to resource in this game, because you will absolutely lose a lot of tempo. As we're going to see those attacks go into the base. It is going to be the Rizel, but make it purple, that's going to be played down here. The Hyakuren. And then over we're going to go for red-white, who is at level 4, so if we want to burn the EX resource here, we can link pair with the Sword Strike here, which looks like we might be doing. We are going to play Sword Strike. We are just going to go ahead and link pair right now. Makes a lot of sense. Going to give something -2 AP when it attacks in, and then we're going to be able to bounce something away with the effect of the Sword Strike here. So it's going to be the gun tank that we're going to attack into, reducing the AP to make sure we take no damage, and then the bounce of the GM to get some early aggression gone in with here. Nice thing about this board state as well, I believe, is the Hyakuren right now. The Hyakuren, I believe, is going to be able to just trade into the Sword Strike if we want it. We've also got the link pair there of the Amuro Pilot. We've got double Mikazuki August, but nothing for that to really sort of jump into. We are just going to swing, and do the trade. Makes sense. Get rid of that Sword Strike and that Pilot while we can. And then, honestly, probably just replay down the GM here, and maybe put the Mikazuki August into it. No, it's just going to be flood the board out, bring out the Anxia. We don't have to worry about bringing damage into it at all, and just have it sat as a 3/3 to be scary, and pass the turn, leaving that common ++ resource up, just in case we have any kind of combat tricks as well. So, red-white seed here, still at level 4, because remember, we used the EX resource on the last turn. We do have another Sword Strike, but we don't have anything to link it with right now. We are just going to play Sword Strike and pass, just to threaten here. And the good thing about Sword Strike is that it is going to be out of range of the Fatal Strike. We can't just immediately pop it there. Not going to be out of range, though, for good old-fashioned Amuro Ray link pair into the RX-78. It'll rest down the Gundam here. We'll get the boost here as well of the ability. All the units are going to get the +1 AP while the link is happening, or while the pair is happening from the RX-78. And now 2 attacks going into the shield area. Anxia connects and no burst. The RX-78 connects with no burst. And then we've got another GM. We've got the GM that was bounced back into hand from the Sword Strike a couple of turns ago, to just immediately go ahead and replay down here as well. So really, really strong start here from blue-purple right now. And we're up to level 5, and we literally cannot do anything. We actually just can't do anything. And that's the issue with some of these decks here, this build here and right now, is that you've just got so many high-level units and all these legend rares that are being played into the deck. It's just not doing anything. And we've drawn another link pair as blue-purple here with RX-78 and Amuro. So, do we just go ahead and put the pressure on seriously? We're going to go ahead and pair on the Mikazuki August, which when paired is going to allow you to choose one of your units and an enemy unit and deal 1 damage to it. We're not going to do anything because there's just no point. We are going to run into a Battle of Aces burst, which is okay. Gets us some damage later on and softens up that GM for the close combat here, which is going to be able to burn away the rest of it. So very, very fortunate there for Red White Seed, because otherwise he was in a world of hurt. And then Atherin Zyla to burst into hand. But we're still not answering all of these questions and all of these problems right now. Link pair of RX-78 with Amuro again. No burst being hit off of the overflowing affection. And realistically, we're probably just dead on board here. We do pick up Vesalius, but even with that, Vesalius is just going to eat a body. Sure, we'll play the Sinaju and link pair in with a full frontal. We're going to swing into one of the RX-78s, but unless we burst base here, we are still just dead to these units that are on board. So you've got to swing with the Anxia first to make sure that we're not just running into burst base and making sure it's over. It's not going to burst a base. There is the RX-78, and it's going to take the victory. So blue-purple aggro there, running through Red-White Seed and winning in Osaka. I mean, granted, Red-White Seed there drew absolutely horrifically. That was not a good draw throughout the space of that game. Didn't see any Lafriths on the board. Didn't see any perfect strikes either. The only ale strike that we saw was in the shield area. No striker packs either, which was really, really rough and just drew into a whole load of nothing, really. Didn't even find the Aegis Gundam, which is the started at level 4 here. That's the 4-3, to be able to 1-for-1 and trade into some of those Hyakurens that were being played down. So, yeah, unfortunate there for Red White Seed that they just were not able to find anything. But this blue-purple just really, really low to the ground here. Didn't have to worry about seeing any of these Gundams here. We didn't see Rizels, but we saw one Hyakuren at the very least that was able to trade in. Didn't need to see the purple Legend Rares because we just had the good old-fashioned blue Legend Rares that were doing the work. Didn't need to worry about seeing the Halo Gamma. We didn't even take a damage into the shield area either throughout the course of that game. So maybe aggro is going to have a new look going into GD02. Of course, this is before GD02 itself has been released. This is just this mini starter deck 5 meta window, but purple looking quite competent, as we thought that it might be in the Gundam card game. So, blue-purple winning in one of the only Starter Deck 5 format events that we're going to have for the Gundam card game. We did have that event in Canada as well, the regionals that took place, which I don't think purple won in that one. I'll leave an edit if I was right or wrong. But yeah, if this is the signs that what purple are going to give in Starter Deck 5 meta, what on earth could happen during GD02? We don't have to wait too much longer. The set releases on Friday, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll have a booster box break video on release day for the set on Friday. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure that you subscribe for that. While you're down there subscribing as well, if you did enjoy this video, do consider dropping a like rating on it. Leave a comment as well with what you thought about this Osaka venue final and what you think it's going to mean for GD02 as we go forward. And of course, my link tree as well in the description, where you can find me on other social platforms like X and TikTok as well. But until then, that is going to do it until the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, we'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.